Hello, YouTube. It is still July 4th, 2022. Yeah, it's Independence Day, and I've been feeling awfully damn independent. Pretty much have spent the entire day alone in my bedroom. I did shoot an earlier video today. It wasn't very coherent, and it cut off because I ran out of space. I freed up a little space on my phone, but to be honest, not much, so I don't know how far this video is going to go. Anyway, it's 11:26 p.m. and I'm on my way to Amazon. Yeah, they're having everybody's shift start today. So they closed for July 4th, but instead of like taking an entire day shift and an entire night shift and closing, which would be the actually closing for a day, they closed for like kind of half a day shift and kind of half a night shift. So yeah, everybody on night shift is scheduled has to come in at 11:55 p.m. which not sure how those who ride the bus are gonna accomplish that, but good luck to those guys. I'm very thankful that I'm not one of those employees anymore, and I'm able to at least get in my car and enjoy the fact that there's no traffic at this time of the morning or time of the night. I don't know what the heck's going on the radio. It's probably the Bohannon show anyway. Boring. Yeah, after that last video, I was, and it got cut off, I was actually on my way to, Coinless Laundry over at 36th and, 36th and, McDowell to see if they were open, and they weren't. They were open earlier today, but they had a sign saying that they were closing early for July 4th, and I think they closed at like 6:30, so the last wash was at 5, so I missed that. They were closed by the time I showed up. Not a big shock. I really don't like holidays. I'm a person who's mostly alone. I don't really have any contact with my family to speak of, or it's not that I don't have friends, but I don't spend much time with them. And my girlfriend has clearly left me for somebody else. So, and granted, I kind of pushed her away, but how long does a woman deny you sex before you just really don't want anything to do with her, right? As a guy. So, not to mention that she's completely, trashed my apartment, and as I went through 5 months without a car, which was just a horrific experience, she was very little help whatsoever. There's a lot of resentment there, but it doesn't make the pain of knowing that I'm all alone on a holiday while she's out, with her new man any easier to bear, or whoever she's out with. Obviously, she's not home, and she hasn't been home since. Well, that I know of, she hasn't been home since early Saturday afternoon, and it's now late Monday night. Although while I was at work last night, sometime between, I left at about 3 p.m. and I got home at about at 3 p.m. on Sunday afternoon, and I got home at about what time did I get home? About 6:20 a.m. Monday morning. She definitely did come home, not to do any cleaning or anything, but she definitely did come home momentarily. And grab her mail and leave a pair of women's leggings on my bed. So that's weird. I don't even know what the hell to think about that. Honestly, the only thing I'm thinking about that is maybe it's time to put a lock on my bedroom door. Yeah. Anyway. So yeah, I ended up not doing my laundry. I thought about maybe going over to the laundromat that I went to last time. That the one I used to go to when I lived in Tempe at Southern Mill. And yeah, I kind of decided against it. After I left the parking lot of Cornless Laundry, where it was closed, I went north on 36th Street. Went by Circle K, figured I'd get my Sip and Save drink, and their soda fountain. Kind of interesting experience at that soda fountain. One of those moments where I kind of wish I had Google Glass or some kind of some other kind of wearable wearable on your head type video recorder, because when I went in, I was kind of perplexed by why their soda fountain just had piles of ice. Like this time of year, it becomes kind of an issue because the soda fountains, the ice machines have to work extra hard to generate ice, and soda fountains often run out of ice at Circle K. So it's kind of this, it's like, why is all this wasted ice just dumped in the soda fountain? Meanwhile, the guy that's like at the soda fountain already just keeps dumping his ice in the soda fountain, and it's like I get some ice on the other side of the soda fountain, and it's pretty hot outside. Like it's definitely over 100 degrees outside, so I'm not really wanting soda at this point. I'm wanting, a tea or, some other, juice type non-carbonated beverage. And most Circle K's have got like a Lipton Brisk that, you think I would know what the flavor is. I think it's like a watermelon sort of thing. I'm not, just like a melon. Yeah, and that stuff's all right. I'll take it as my free Sip and Save, and I hit the thing, and only water comes out. It's out of circuit. So I'm like, well, that sucks. And then I dump my ice, and then dude at the soda fountain next to me dumps another cup of ice. And mind you, on the other side, like there's a lot of ice piling up in the soda fountain, and then. I got a feeling I'm probably following this bus all the way to Amazon. It's a knotted service bus, and I'd be willing to bet that he's going to that bus yard that is just south of my Amazon warehouse. Kind of weird he gets in the carpool lane and goes so much slower than traffic, though. That's not what the far left lane is for. Which at this point is not a carpool lane, it's just your farthest left passing lane. So theoretically, the fastest traffic should be in that. People are going to pass them on the right, so kind of bad form on the part of the bus driver. Anyway, where was I? So yeah, anyway, guy dumps his ice again, and at which point I dumped my ice because I, put all this water in my ice when I was trying to get that Lipton Brisk, melon, whatever the hell it's called, and I'm looking at like the selection of beverages that are available, and now they've got a thing called Circle K water, which is basically like vitamin water, but it's Circle K's own store brand, and that is kind of a little separate fountain thing, which has 4 flavors, and they vary from store to store, but I mean, out of the 4 flavors, there's usually always one that I like, so that's got an out of order sign on it, and at the 36th Street and Oak Street Circle K, I want to say that thing has had an out of order order sign on it for at least 2 weeks. Like, can y'all fix that thing? Because I don't always want fizzy water. Sometimes I want something that's not fizzy, especially when it's so hot outside. There's really nothing else like on the regular fountain that is of interest to me at this point. As dude dumps his ice again, and so I get more ice. He gets more ice, and I realize he's having the same problem trying to get fizzy beverages. That whatever he's had multiple times of trying to get whatever flavor soda, and those are out as well. And it's like, wow, why? Meanwhile the cashier is just kind of standing behind, not doing anything about the soda fountain. And I was kind of bewildered by the whole situation. And they also have brewed tea. They've just got like regular unsweetened tea, and then they've got dark sweet tea. And so I really like the dark sweet tea, and so I put my cup under it and opened the nozzle, and yeah, there was enough in it to fill maybe a tenth of my cup, and I just stopped. It's like, is it too much to get the Circle K cashiers to get is it too much to get them to stock the to change out the mix on the soda fountain and brew some goddamn tea? And why the hell is a Circle K water and out of order for over 2 weeks? What is the deal? Anyway, kind of frustrating. From there I ended up going up, driving down Thomas, stopping, got a couple sandwiches at Arby's. Thankfully they were open on the 4th. Since I wasn't invited to any kind of barbecue for the holiday, at least I had the option of going someplace to eat, because a lot of times things are closed on the holidays, and it ends up being a day I go hungry, which is frustrating. One of the shitty things about living the kind of life of solitude that I live these days. So, anyway, it's like I get the sandwiches there, and another kind of frustrating situation. So I get my order. There's a vehicle directly in front of me, and there's a vehicle directly behind me as I get served my order. And as she gives me the stuff, I kind of gesture to the gal in the drive-thru. I'm like I'm kind of stuck. And she goes, "Oh, yeah, I asked him to pull forward." I'm like, "Yeah, he needs to park. That's not a parking spot." She's like, "I don't know, just honk your horn." So I tooted the horn a couple of times, and he pulls forward a couple feet, which is, not enough space. Not enough space for me to get out. I mean, maybe it is, but I'm not trying to cut it close. Like, get the hell. Oh wow, they passed 75th. He's headed for. Oh wait, no, he's heading 67. Sorry, I was paying more attention to the bus than I was the exits, and I saw the exit to the left, and I thought it was 79th Avenue, but no, that's Loop 202. I'm really following this bus at this point. I totally suspect he's going to exit at 75th Avenue and go across Roosevelt, just like I do, to go to Amazon, but then go left on 79th to that big private contractor public bus transit provider facility. I should really know the name of that place, but I don't. Anyway, so it's just like, well, I don't know, maybe honk your horn and move. So he scooted up just a little bit. I tooted my horn a couple times again, and he still didn't like he moved just a tiny bit, and he put on his hazard lights. Like, your hazard lights don't get me around you. You're in the fucking way. Move. At which point I'm in just such a pissy, foul mood anyway. I mean, with the whole scenario of, I'm alone on a holiday and my girlfriend is off with somebody else and has been for days. And I just lay into my horn, just, And eventually pulled up enough I could go out. And as I'm pulling forward, he's leaning out his window, flipping me off. Wish I'd have got that on the vlog. That would have been some quality content. I just leaned out. I'm like, that's not a parking. I'm like, that's not a parking spot, asshole. And he's like, tell us to pull forward to get an order. I'm like, yeah,